side, Bueno.
Dear! Good ball for Roberto Carlos. Hooked into the penalty area towards Zidane.
Nani.
Rooney! Oh, wonderful!
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero!
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hopefully the video worked for all of you. I think for me and Perchy, or well, certainly for me, the video, I couldn't see where it was. It kept stuttering. So apologies if I looked shocked that I've just come on screen. I should know that I'm about to come on screen, right, because it's my show. Big up Perchy. How you doing, my man? You well?
I'm all good. I mean, you dragged me from sipping mojitos at my local to come on stream. But of course, I'd do everything to help out a friend, of course.
I mean, I like that I dragged you. I mean, that's a bit of a far-fetched one, isn't it?
I'm joking. No, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm in a good place. We're in a good place at the moment. We're all good.
Good. Well, listen, first of all, welcome to everyone. Just thought we'd have a couple of hours football chat. This is going to be generic, talking about football, Spurs transfers, plus some of the other transfers that have taken place this window. And then I'll be back for my main show tonight at 8 p.m. So that will be the main Spurs show where I'm sure lots of people will want to have their say on all things Levy, all things Kane, all things Van de Ven having his medical pushed back to tomorrow. I believe he's having his medical pushed back to tomorrow. Listen, it's all good. All good. First of all, welcome to absolutely everyone in here. There's 194 of you in here at the moment. Big up to each and every one of you. Big shout out to Daniel, who's always such a massive supporter of the channel, has come in and said, happy Saturday, Savva. Hope you're doing good. Happy Saturday to you as well. I am doing well. I did start to watch Celtic versus Ross County, and after 35 minutes, it was 3-0, and I just thought, well, this season's done already, isn't it? Celtic have won the league already. But yes, I am very well, thank you, and thank you so much for the super chat. Smash the like button before we get started. Smash the like button throughout the show. You know how we roll, and keep smashing the subscribe button. Let's get to 8,600 as quickly as possible. Currently on 8,533. Perchy. So Spurs have finally signed. If we can say that Van de Ven's done, barring a medical, that would be very Spursy for him to file a medical.
Yeah.
Valise, all but done. And Ashley Phillips is done. Three good signings, three signings, very much two of them for the future. Is it enough to pacify the fans who are baying for blood and baying for big signings? Is it enough, or is this just the start?
Great question. Listen, Ashley Phillips has signed today. I think, I'll be honest, that was done a while ago, in my opinion. I think all of that is all pre-recorded. Yeah. It was all done. But because of the 2 million release clause, we had it done for signed for today, and we could only announce it today. So I think that was already done. Valise is on his way, as is Van de Ven tomorrow. Yeah. Listen, Van de Ven was one of those. I championed Van de Ven. Everyone was going, no, Tapsoba's the better one. I mean, no. For our team, Van de Ven will fit our team better. I said that. I've said that all the time, all the while. Valise, one for the future. But listen, when we say one for the future, I think he'll be a part of our team this year. I could be absolutely bang on wrong with it. I think he could. Do you know what? And I said it on my show earlier this morning. So if you haven't, go over and check that out after this. It was really heated. It was quite good. It was a really good chat. And I said, do you know what? I want to get back to a stage at Tottenham where we are. There is a rite of passage for anyone at this football club. I felt like for the last few years is that it doesn't matter how bad Heung-min Son played, he starts. It didn't matter how bad Kulusevski started, he starts.
Yeah.
And so on and so on. I feel like with Ashley Phillips coming in, Valise coming in, let's see. Let's just say, and I use the example. Imagine if Valise plays against Charlton in a Carabao Cup third round, just hypothetical, and he scores a hat-trick. For me, that gives you a rite of passage to get involved in the first team. For whatever reason, you get your right, you've earned your right to get there. Harry Kane did that. I use the Harry Kane example. Europa League, Shamrock Rovers he scored, and then he started scoring goals in the Europa League. And he got to a point where everyone, when you have to play Harry Kane in the Premier League now, it got to a point where it was like, you've got to play Harry Kane now. So, listen, I want to get to that situation where we have a rite of passage for these players that they go, do you know what? Ashley Phillips is another example, just signed today. Plays in a Carabao Cup game, keeps a clean sheet, has an amazing game. And then I don't want to see then Eric Dyer then back into the first.
Yeah.
Do you see my point? You get my point?
Well, do you know what? I think, look, this is something we're going to find out in the coming weeks is going to be, especially, let's Van der Ven, I think we know, is walking straight into that back four, right? I don't think anyone in the chat would have any issues with us saying that. I would be more worried if he doesn't walk straight into that back four. Yeah. Right. So let's talk about, before we move on to other transfers, let's talk about Valise and Phillips. Mm-hmm. For me, lots of the talk is going to be, until we find out, should he go on loan? Sorry, my dog's been up here, hasn't he? I can tell my dog's been up here. Not that dog, by the way, the actual dog. Valise and Phillips, will they be loaned out? Will they stay with the club? Now, I was having a chat with Graham this morning,
Yeah.
Graham, he's coming. So, and I said to Graham, he's in our WhatsApp group, yeah. And I said to Graham, one thing that I would love to see is don't loan them out, right? Have them on the bench, because what I'd like to see is, I would like to see that our bench is, if Solomon doesn't start, it's Solomon, right? And Richarlison, two attacking players. Valise is an attacking player, right? Lo Celso, Ashley Phillips, Adoji, if he doesn't play. Do you know what I mean? I would love to think that that's our bench, not Sanchez, Davis, Dyer, Skip. Do you know? Sorry, Skip will be on
I
there,
agree.
Do you know what I mean? I think it would be really nice to see some fresh blood within that squad, that when you see them warming up, you think, really keen to see what you can do. Not, oh, here comes Ndombele for his 20-minute appearance where he can't run. Does that make sense?
No. I agree. I've said this and I've championed it. I've championed it for a while, and everyone kept saying to me, what? Everyone, I love it. It's been a YouTuber who goes, what do you want Spurs to be next year? And I said, I just want to see more energy, more excitement. I want to see young lads given an opportunity to go, do you know what? I want to earn my place in this team. Yeah. And as I said earlier, listen, if Ashley Phillips goes and plays 2 Carabao Cup games, because we'll be starting in the second round, third round, and we go, do you know what? You've earned your right to be in the first team for whatever reason. Like, you've earned, like, for me, I want to get rid of this narrative that we have. Get rid of this narrative that we are, everyone has a right. Use Son as an example. I'm not bashing Son. I'm just using him as an example. No matter how bad Son was last season, he just kept playing. He kept playing him. He kept playing him. I don't want that. I don't want the likes of Heung-min Son, Kulusevski. I don't know. I'm just shouting names out. Dyer, all these lot, even Romero to this extent.
It shouldn't be anyone. No one should have a top players, your right to play. Top players will put in performances week in, week out, which makes them undroppable. Right? Yeah, that's what top footballers do. You look at Mo Salah at Liverpool, even on an off day, Mo Salah at Liverpool is one of Liverpool's best performers. He's going to start, right? And that's why none of the others that play up front are guaranteed to start with him. If you look at Liverpool, where they've got their 5 forward options, someone might tell me I'm wrong. Salah, Darwin Núñez, Jota, Gakpo, and Diaz.
And Salah. Oh, yes. Yeah. So, right? Diaz, yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at those 5, you know which one of those start in every game first. Right? It's Salah. Right? Yeah. The others have to put themselves in the position where they are training well and fighting for that position. At Spurs, you're right. Last season, if the reports are true with Son that he had that injury, why was he playing? If he was playing with that injury and yet we still couldn't get 10 minutes in Danjuma, so I don't want to see that. And I don't think Ange will do that with these signings.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. As I said, when everyone says to me, "Oh well, Postecoglou wants to go and see how these players work." It's fine. I've got to a certain extent, I have no issue with that. Where there's a lot of players that I feel like we are. I think we already know the answer to. But listen, for the benefit of the doubt, I go fair enough. But that in the same concept, it means that no one player earns a right to start every single week.
No, I agree.
Earn your right. You earn your right on the training pitch.
No, absolutely.
And then that has to happen. It doesn't matter if you're Harry Kane or if you're Emerson Royale. Again, I've just picked two names out. You earn your right to play every week in training.
Yeah. Listen, I do want to, before we move on to all the other transfers, I want to talk about Levy for a minute. Not bashing, but we'll talk about Levy. Before we do, you all might have seen, there's 315 of you in at the moment, so smash that like button, people. There's only 85 likes. That's really tight. Smash the like button. No one has subscribed yet in this show, so please get over and subscribe. We're going to try and get this to a minimum. We're going to try and get this to a minimum, if you can see that, of 8,555 to 22 subs.
And I'll also add, I said on my show, if I get to 1,600, I'll give away a shirt before the Brentford game. So if there's 33 of you want to sub to me, I will do it live on Savva's show. There you go. Simple as that. 33 of you.
So smash that like button. Please subscribe. Just quickly, Daniel has come in with another super chat. Big up to you, Daniel, and said happy Saturday to you as well, Perchy. I work nights, so I'm generally in bed when you are doing your stream, Perchy, but I try to make it live when I can. Big up to you. One
of the real, and on a serious level though, this guy is one of the nicest guys in the community. Genuinely, he helped to the charity stream and donated so much money to my charity. So
he's a great guy.
Genuinely to me, to you, mate. Thank you so much, because I've spoken to you personally because of it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daniel. And also George Raffis has said, afternoon, Savva and Perchy. Hope you're both good. Channel's doing bits, Savva. Congrats. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about doing bits. I'm just plugging away, and look, what happens, right? So, but please, for it to do more bits, got to get some subscribers through the door. So smash that like button, please subscribe. And thank you so much to George, who's another good guy in the community. Also, just before we move on, anybody that wants to do fantasy Premier League football, the link should be pinned in the chat. Please let me know if you can see that. The link should be pinned. Click on that. And then Perchy will put his in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Just join both. I've gone all out. So
I was going to say, you gazumped me there. It makes my prize winning look absolutely nothing. But fair play.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna put it in the chat as well, just so that everyone can see. So this is the prize. Okay, this is the prize for the Fantasy Football League. You'll see there that it is £500 for the first prize, £250 for second prize, and in third place will be a football shirt of your choice. So that link is pinned. So please go over there. So far already this morning, I literally did it this morning, and right now we've got about 44 people who have all joined up, which is mental. So please do click on that. Perchy, if anyone's got any questions about any of that, just whack them in the channel.
And I'll throw mine in there as well. I put mine up to a 60 quid gift card on Amazon. Listen, I've done it, but what I'll do is just to make this a bit of a laugh as well, I'm going to keep posting the league table every single week as well.
Just quickly, Liston Hines has come in and said the Kulu hate in the fan base is weird. I haven't seen anyone that hates him. I don't think I've seen anyone that hates him. I think he's got a lot to prove. I feel like he's massively inconsistent. I don't understand anyone that hates him. Even though he played much better than Kane and Son versus the Sailors, I don't actually think Kulu did well against the Sailors at all. I think he kept giving the ball away. No, sorry, Liston.
What I noticed with Kulu against the Lion City Sailors, what I did notice is I felt that he got to a stage where it was already everyone knew straight away. 10 minutes in, those defenders knew, just keep him out wide. And I noticed that immediately because he kept playing the ball backwards. They knew straight away, and he was very one-trick side.
Yeah, I think that's right. Nicky Moa said Kulu's getting heat because we haven't seen him do hardly anything for a year. I think there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think Spurs have signed him. Now he's got to show what he's about. For me, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think he's talented, but let's be fair. Most people at this level should be talented in some way, shape, or form. But that's not enough. Yeah, you're playing for Tottenham Hotspur. You can't have a year like he's just had.
The good example when we talk about talented and stuff is Ndombele. Massively talented player, but doesn't apply himself, and that's the key part of it.
Yeah, again, I think when people apply words like hate, I don't think anyone hates him. I'll be honest and say, if he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. But I think everyone knows I said this quite publicly, I wouldn't have signed both him and Porro. For me, I think they serve the same purpose, and I would rather Porro as an attacking outlet because I think Porro is quicker. I think Porro drives the ball forward quicker and gets into the box. So, look, maybe it's a bit of this. Maybe left backs have worked him out, Balpinda.
Yeah, but Balpinda's bang on here. I think left back.
Same team. By the way, if you've got, sorry, Percy, I'll come back to you in 1 second. Yeah. If you've got a fancy Premier League account, the official Premier League fantasy football account, click on the links. It will automatically add the team that you've picked into our leagues.
Yeah, and you join the league. Your point tally goes on every single one. So yeah. As I said, you could go and win all of them, and then you're going to do us all in. Let's be fair.
If you're winning one, you're going to be right up there in all of them, right?
Exactly. Agreed.
Sorry, go on, Percy.
No, and I was just going to go to what Balpinda said, and I agree. I think left backs. I said before about this. I said, if I was managing a team and we're playing Spurs, and you went to your left back, you went, don't worry, they're going to play Kulusevski out there. All you have to do, keep him out wide. He'll have to play it back to the right back. And I said, and the thing is you watch every single team play against us now. Everyone seems to do the same thing. You don't sort of see him go and jink in between them and do something a bit different. Whereas Porro offers a bit of like indecision. You go, I don't know what he's going to do here. That's the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, as I said, I just think the word hate, whenever somebody has a football opinion, if it's not, oh my God, this player's brilliant, it's, why do you hate them? I don't hate them. I said a lot of these players have got a lot to prove. Kulusevski's got a lot to prove. Sonny's got more credit in the bank because what we've seen him do.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
But again, Sonny, if you're going to keep your place, step up. That goes for all of them. That goes for whoever stays, Højbjerg, Skip, whoever. People have got to step up and be counted.
Agreed.
Daniel Levy, just quickly before we move on. Sorry, by the way, Rob Wallace has said, question, legit, not trolling like Perchy thinks. Those football wall mounts, memorabilia, what you paying for them and where from, Savva? These are just from Amazon. If you go onto Amazon and type in framed Messi picture or framed Haaland or framed football pictures, these will come up. So yeah, just do that, my friend, and you'll have them the next day. So thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Guys and girls, keep smashing that like and don't be tight with the subscribers. Today, we've had only one. So come on, people. Perchy, this Daniel Levy nonsense is driving me crazy. He's spotted at an airport. Presumably this is real, and he was spotted at the airport heading to Miami. Now, Miami is the international gateway for South America, the Bahamas, blah, blah. But he's going to Miami, and now all of a sudden, everyone's running with this report. Daniel Levy's on holiday for 2 weeks. Now, I'm going to ask you this question, Perchy. As much as people might not like Daniel Levy and the way this club is run, do you believe in any way, shape, or form that with 4 weeks left till the season starts, the window 8 days. 4 weeks until the window closes, 8 days until the window starts, Harry Kane saga going on, contracts that need to be ripped up and players that need to be sold. Do we truly believe that the face of this football club has gone on holiday for 2 weeks?
Well, it's a good question. It's a good point. And there's two answers to it. If we're to believe it, let's just hypothetically, guys, if we're to believe it, are we then saying that Daniel Levy now isn't in charge of the football side of things? Because it would be mental to go on holiday at this moment. Point one. Point two, if we then say we don't believe it, or he's going somewhere else or whatever, or he's going on a business meeting, you've got to bear in mind, like people like Daniel Levy, he's not going to be sat at his desk 24/7. He's going to go to meetings and stuff. For all in purpose things, he's gone to a meeting somewhere, maybe even in Germany, to talk Harry Kane, just hypothetically, for all we know. How do we know he's gone to Miami? Who would know that he's going on a holiday? I mean, I'm not being funny. Does Daniel Levy need to report when he goes on a holiday? I don't think so. So who knows that he's going on a holiday? For all in purposes heck, let's just put hypothetically, how do we not know he's gone to see Joe Lewis's family and the trust that are involved with it? We don't know. I think this speculation that he's gone on a holiday is mental. But then if he's gone on holiday for 2 weeks, I expect him not to be at the stadium against Man United. Will he be at the stadium against Shakhtar on tomorrow? If he's at the stadium tomorrow, it makes that rubbish completely done, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just feels really strange. Like I'm not going to buy it. First and foremost, we've got to remember that these are billionaire businessmen. Yeah. Right? He could be flying anywhere to do anything. Right. But straight away, we've now gone into everyone thinks they're an ITK. Oh my God, Daniel Levy's this, Daniel Levy's that. You're right. If he has gone on holiday for 2 weeks, somebody else is running the football side of the club, because it means, and I've never known in my time as a Spurs fan for Daniel Levy not to run the football side of the club.
Exactly.
Right? I've never, ever him not to run it. This conversation about Kulu is quite funny. Like some people getting caught up. Peter, big up to you. It says problem with Kulu is no end product. Last year, you could definitely say that. This is
it's Ellie.
It is Ellie, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ellie.
He needs to do better, as he started really well and was pinning crosses with many assists. Then his form dropped off and he was struggling when teams doubled and treble backed up on him. Yeah, absolutely. That's all I'm saying, Ellie, is he did well for 3 or 4 months. Then he's had a bad year. So at the moment, I think if to say that a player needs to prove himself, I don't think that's hate.
I think people need to forget. People forget is they go, "Oh, he came into this team really well." Well, yeah, okay. He came in January last year. No, so year before. Sorry. So he paid 4 months to the end of the season, and everyone went, "Oh my God, he's amazing." But last year it wasn't very good. So I think you have to balance it. If you want to laud him for when he came in, that's fine. But you've got to remember his last season wasn't good enough, and he has to do better. I think that's a fair argument.
Yeah, I do. I feel we get very, very protective over footballers. And
agree.
What I always say is this. If it was a player playing for another club doing what he's doing, we'd be absolutely
use Mudryk as an example. Everyone was saying flop of the season. Everyone,
and he hardly played.
And he hardly played. He came in January and hardly played. And everyone was telling me he was a flop last year. But then on the same baton, we'll go, Kulu's better than you lot. Always knock down Kulu. Can't have it both ways, guys. That's all.
Yeah. Look, the thing is, all I'm saying is I use this with all footballers. This isn't Kulu. All footballers. If you're as good as fans say, you should be performing week in, week out.
Agreed.
The problem I've always had with football fans is they put players on a pedestal. Then when that player doesn't perform, they start scrambling about from their opinion to, but injury, but confidence, but manager, but top players play, top players perform.
Agreed.
For me, if he's going to be a top player, got to start showing it, right?
Agreed.
That's all I'm saying. And for some reason, a lot of people get very upset by this sort of conversation. But you know me, I'm not afraid to. I'm not afraid. I mean, Big Joe Trapper said Kulu stat padded in games where we ran riot on the counter. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Yeah, why do they? We put everyone on a pedestal. And then when they don't, like, let's use Kulusevski and Romero, right? Hang on.
Yep.
Someone.
Yeah, I was there's a little bit of news come out. Not breaking news, but it's news.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Whilst you're doing that, no, I've just read that Charlie Eccleshare just said Mickey van de Ven is hopefully to be at Tottenham's friendly match tomorrow. Medical plan for Monday. He's flying to London tomorrow and is likely to be at the game as things stand. So he's going to be announced on my birthday, but he'll probably, I'm assuming, be paraded at the stadium tomorrow, maybe, or in the stands. So if you're going to the game tomorrow, you might see Mickey van de Ven, hopefully the saviour to our defence.
Absolutely. 1 second. Oh, why have I got so many? God, I'll sort that out afterwards. Sorry, something. Google telling me I've got no space left on my Gmail. Oh, I don't know. Sort that out in a minute. But this is the thing. If I look at this, and we will get to talking about some transfers right after this, but just wanted to start off Tottenham based. When we look at players like Kulusevski and Romero, everyone praised them for that first year, or in Kulu's case, 4 months. Then the very same team and manager they were playing for in the first year to get the praise is the massive excuse for them in the next year as to why they didn't play well. And what I mean by that is this. Romero, when he has a bad season, it's, oh my God, but look at the bad players he's playing with. But they were the same players he was playing with when he was getting the praise.
Agreed.
Right? Kulusevski, oh, but it was the tactics under Conte. But it was the same manager and the same that got him the praise. Fans don't like to admit that players sometimes just aren't as good as you think they are because they play for Tottenham Hotspur. Me.
No, I agree. And when I hear the one thing that I'll put it out there and I really hate is when we talk about players, and let's use Romero as an example. But he won the World Cup. So I worry about what he does at Tottenham. Like, I hate the narrative of, because a player done this, you all want Lloris to go. He won the World Cup. Are we going to just keep Lloris forever? I think we have to be balanced. Listen, I'm not sitting there saying that Romero's a terrible defender, but what I need now, and I said this all the time, and fair play to Phil as well, who says he's a massive Romero defender. He loves defending Romero. I love him to bits. He's a lovely bloke, but at least he said, there's no excuse this season. You can't use the excuse about who he's playing next to. There's no more excuses now. So sorry, go.
Sorry, I was just going to say, this is the thing. Last summer, everyone, again, I remember every fan going, you definitely have Kulu over Saka. And I remember saying to people, can we wait for him to have more than 15, 16 games in a Spurs shirt before we start praising this guy? And then when he has a bad season, it looks a bit silly because Saka's gone like that.
Yeah. But here's the argument here. If Saka scored 1 goal last season in the league, every single Spurs fan would say he's a flop. He's not very good. Just saying. You have to balance it, guys. As if you're going to be impartial, you have to be unbiased. If Saka scored 1 goal last season in the league, you'd all be saying, oh, he's had a terrible season. That's all I'll say.
Big up, Connor. Hope you're well. Mud FC, it's human nature. It is, but for me, I got to an age where I just stopped blindly defending every Spurs player and I start going, hang on. Because the thing is, Mud, if we are going to just blindly defend every player, what you can't then do is when we don't win anything, we can't then have a pop at the owners and the manager because we're defending every player. For me, you know, there's got to be accountability with the footballers. They're either good enough or they're not. And at some point, all of them have got to show up. No one's saying Kulu's a flop, by the way. No one said he's a flop. What we're saying is we've had a small sample size where he looked really good. We've had a bigger sample size where he didn't look good. And already from the pre-season, I'm not seeing anything that makes me go, you're different class. I think he's talented. I think he's always going to struggle because he hasn't got pace. I think he's always going to struggle without that pace, just for me.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. As you say, just fair play. Like you know what we're trying to say in this. What I always try and say to people, I said, whatever the debate is, debate it like it's a rival team. So whatever the argument is, if you sort of want to say, "Oh, Spurs won this," or "Spurs lost this," or "This player's good, this player's bad," think about it. If they were an Arsenal player, would you say the same thing? That's the best way to debate it, because that way then you're impartial. If for example, if we had used the Harry Kane argument, I don't know if we're going to go into it, but we'll use the Harry Kane argument here. If Arsenal had a striker that was bagging goals season after season, you knew he was world class, but won nothing, we'd all be saying what we're all thinking. Do you know what I mean?
Mate,
so you have to
absolutely.
balance it. Put the player in the rival team and then see what your opinion is.
Absolutely. Just quickly, Bobby K said, support Savva's son. Much love to Perchie. Big up to my son, Perchie. Smash that button. Here's an interesting one from Henry the Hoover TV. Love it. Kulu or Trossard? I'm a big fan of Trossard. I'm going to be honest. I think he's got a lot of different attributes to his game. I think we've seen him do it over a number of years in the Premier League. I think he can cut in on the right from the left. He can play behind the front man. He's creative. He scores goals. I think technically he's a very good player. I'm not going to make any bones about it. I think for what Arsenal paid for Trossard compared to what we paid for Kulu, for me, I think they've got the better player.
No. I have to agree to this. I have to agree. I think Kulu's the better technically, but I think Trossard is the better over-round player, because I think with Trossard, the one thing I like about Trossard, and I was gutted we didn't sign him, by the way, because we were close to signing him. We couldn't match the fee that they wanted. I think Trossard would have been a better fit for Tottenham right now.
I agree.
He can play down the middle. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. I think Kulu is, and I'll keep going. I think he's so one-dimensional. It worries me. I think he's technically a better football player, but I think he has only one game. And if you nullify that one game, he can't reinvent himself.
Do you know the funny? I agree with you. Do you know the funny thing is, watch the next time. This is what fans are like. The next time Kulusevski scores a goal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're in the mud. No, consistency. Consistency. Anyway, Elias said Kulu, when he was on form, was definitely exciting to watch, but he dropped off massively last season. Was getting very frustrated and lashed out versus a few opponents. Yeah, absolutely. But I
don't think he dropped. Sorry, man. I don't think he dropped off. I just think teams understood his game.
Yeah, I agree.
He got found out very easily, and then do you know what? The difference between a good player and a great player is good players are good. Great players reinvent themselves. That's the difference. I think he hasn't reinvented it. Yeah.
Top players will find a way to get themselves into a game, and look, let's move away. Let's move away from Kulusevski. I want to talk about transfers in general, and I'm keen to get to know everyone's thoughts in the chat as we talk about certain players. I think it's very healthy to talk about other clubs and players as well, by the way. I think it's good to keep things going. Before we do that, keep subscribing. We've had 5 subscribers. Let's get another 5 or 6. Smash that subscribe button. Smash the like. Subscribe to Perchie as well. And we should be on 250 likes from 485 of you in this chat. I'll try to get to comments to ensure they get read out. Hang on. Let me finish, mate. You got to let me finish.
Sorry.
No worries. To ensure that the comments, if you want your comment read out, put it in a super chat. If not, I'll try and get to as many as possible. Go on, mate.
And I was just going to say, if you want a free shirt on stream right now, 27 likes left. 27 of you. Smash the subscribe button on my channel. And if we get to 1,600 on stream, I'll give away a shirt. There you go.
Absolutely. And loads of you have joined the Football Heritage TV Fantasy Football League. So far, we've got my team, by the way, is called the Football Heritage TV Flip Flops. We've got 93% FC, Tottenham Village, Spursy, Let's Go Brandon, Kate's Club, Paul's Paraders. That sounds dirty. Sideways Skippy. Let's see. Stinging Nettles in there. Rice Baby. Alvida Kane. Hal be back. Like that. Sloth United. We've got a few names in there. Some good names. Let's just see if they.
Mine's I Predict a Diet.
Yeah, I've seen yours. Yeah, I Predict a Diet. Ginger from Sweden. Rice. Yeah, there's a lot of people in there.
Brilliant.
Let's talk about some players. If I was to say to you, and off the top of your head, we've not planned this or anything, if I was to say to you right now, best signing so far this summer, go.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say, I'm trying to balance price worth.
I'll tell you what. The whole point of go was
go. I'm gonna say Alexis McAllister just for price and quality.
Okay. Alexis McAllister. Let's assume that he was one of the ones I predicted you would say.
Who did you
Which
think
it is, because it's there. I spelled his name terribly wrong, I believe. But Alexis McAllister, talk to me. Why do you think he's going to be such a good signing?
Because I'll be honest, I think he's a 60-70 million pound player signed for about 35 million pounds. And the one thing Liverpool have done is, and the great part about this is Liverpool reinventing their midfield. They've gone, do you know what? You're gone. We're going to bring in McAllister, Szoboszlai. They want to bring in Lavia as a 3. I like that as a midfield. I'll be honest. I really like McAllister can play as a centre midfielder as an 8. He can play as a 10. I'll be honest. He was one of those last season. You know, when we were going, Tottenham need creativity. Yeah, we signed Madison. But if we didn't sign him, I'd have loved a McAllister. I said one of those two had to come to Tottenham.
500 million this man would be worth today. Look, I think when you weigh up what they paid for McAllister as well, I think it's just such a wonderful price. He scores goals, he takes penalties. He looks like a player that's playing with a lot of confidence, good engine on him as well. I think he could be a good player. And all the talk is that Liverpool are looking to bring in another 2. So that could be Lavia and someone else. And like you said, all year last year, everyone knowing, they're midfield. Straight away. Milner, Keita, Fabinho, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Am I right? All gone.
Yeah, they're all gone. Yeah.
All gone. So far, Lavia in. Oh, sorry, not Lavia. Szoboszlai in. Alexis McAllister in. Possibly Lavia in. Then you've got another years of experience now in the legs of Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Bajcetic. Is it Bajcetic? The young player that they brought through?
Stefan Bajcetic. Yeah,
Bajcetic. Yeah, looks a good player as well. I mean, everyone in the chat, let us know, what do you think of Alexis McAllister? One and only said McAllister is overrated so bad. What? I'm sorry. Why? One and only, why is he overrated? When people say these things, I'd love people to add context.
Yeah.
Why is he overrated? We'll come back to you. The football heritage negatives. Yeah, why not?
Oh, that's a bit harsh. That's ironically the negative comment.
Yeah, absolutely. White Hart Lane has said, Perchy, so calm and balanced, top man.
Hope you've subscribed to the channel. It's always like this on my channel at the Perchy TV.
He's not always like this. Sometimes when he messages me going, I'm so angry. Let us know. Look, of course, Szoboszlai too. Yeah, absolutely. But it does make you laugh when we say things like so overrated. If we had signed Alexis McAllister, people would be doing cartwheels.
Agreed. Yeah.
Big up channel members. Big up Nige in the chat. Hope you're well, my friend. Big up Paul Davis. Said he's just joined the Football Heritage TV Fantasy League. Should be a good laugh through the season, Savva. Yeah, we'll do an update show once a week on it. What I would say is if it is pinned in the chat for anyone else that would like to join. I think at the moment we've got about 60 people that have joined today. So if anyone else would like to join, then there's 60. The first prize is £500. £500, £250 for the runner-up. and a shirt of your choice. One and only has said, if Argentina were to play in a final, tomorrow in the final, Lo Celso starts off McAllister, and that's facts. Why?
I just think it's...
Sorry, sorry, why? But when I love it when people say fat again. You've done this thing. There's no context here. Why? Why would Lo Celso start over McAllister if it was a final tomorrow? Going to be interesting. SOF has said, I see a lot of fans saying, don't take the 100 million. We can make that by qualifying for the Champions League. Kane goes for free.
Can I just say, so just back on that one, McAllister started in the World Cup final.
Where did Lo Celso? Was Lo Celso in the squad?
Oh, I think Lo Celso may have been injured, in fairness, but I think that's a bit harsh. I'm going to say that he won a World Cup and played in the final. That's harsh, I think.
For me, I don't. As I said, I don't give so much credence to playing in a World Cup final. I think like because Romero did as well. But why is he overrated? I thought he was brilliant for Brighton. They got him cheap. I thought he was brilliant for a few years and gone for a good price to Liverpool. I don't know what's bad about it. But look, let's move on from McAllister. Just quickly, we can make that by qualifying for the Champions League and Kane goes for free. Does that put pressure on Ange to get Champions League so we don't regret not taking the pounds? Just so you know, this is a fallacy. Not saying you've said this, but this is a fallacy. We do not get £100 million anywhere near that for making Champions League football. There was a couple of guys done a really good video breaking down every year Spurs have played in the Champions League and the prize money from that season. The only season that Spurs have made more than 70 million was the year we got to the final. So the only way it works is if Kane stays, we get Champions League, and then the year after we make the final.
Yeah,
right,
and win it theoretically. Yeah,
right. So realistically, what you are making for getting knocked out in the group stages was closer to 40-45 million. So I don't know. I know you didn't say this, but this is a complete nonsense for me.
Can I just say on this? This is the bit I'm worried about, and this is when everyone goes, "Well, if Kane stays, we can get ourselves quickly into the Champions League." What? So then, when he goes, and then we have to start again whilst playing the best teams in Europe. Like, surely theoretically, if we take the money, put the money aside for a second, if we take it from that, surely it's better for us this season without him to find a way to maybe get there. And then I'm not saying we will, but if we got into the Champions League this season without Kane, whilst finding a way to score goals and win games of football, it would then be better into the Champions League the following season, just on a footballing base. I'm just spinning stuff.
Yeah, listen, by the way, SOF, I know you didn't say that. I keep seeing people say this, and I don't think people have actually gone and worked out how much money you get from getting in a Champions League. And there's no guarantee that Kane fires you to a Champions League, so it's a big up. You're more than welcome. Thank you to the other two people that have just subscribed. Let's at least get this to 8,550. Let's get this to 8,550. Henry Hoover TV, we'll come to this afterwards. Perchy, I'm going to pick a player next. You went with McAllister. I'm going to go with one of the best signings for me this summer. I won't go for the absolute obvious. Maybe he is. I think this guy at Aston Villa.
Oh, shoe shout.
I think Diaby, is a top signing. He's come into pre-season, started whacking in goals already. Whenever I watched him play for Leverkusen, I was really, really impressed. What do you make of him as a player?
Do you know what? He is the archetypal.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. Nuisance of a player. He's one of those. And I'm not going to go back to it, but I'm going to say it for this. If you compare him and Kulusevski, you're not worried to play against Kulusevski, but you're worried against Diaby. He's so unpredictable. And I watched him. I want to say it was the game. Was it the game against Brentford, right? When I think I said to you when he's already scored on his first game in pre-season. And I think they were
raw pace as well. I saw him going.
Pace.
Was it against Brentford when he went through the middle?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's exactly the one. I watched the game. I think Brentford went 2-0 up, and then I put in the chat going, "Look, there you go, guys. Brentford are going to be dangerous." And then Villa went and battered them 3-2. But I watched him, and I went, "Do you know what? I would have loved to have a Diaby, unpredictable, pacey, energetic." And he was the same sort of price as Kulusevski, right? I think it was a little bit more than Kulusevski was.
I mean, Kulu, how much did we pay for Kulu? 30?
I want to say it was £25 million. I'm going to say.
Plus the loan fee.
Plus, if you count the loan fee, it was nearer 30.
Yeah, I think Diaby was 50 million euros. So what was Diaby? About 42 million pounds, something in that region.
Call it 40 million pounds for the argument. So we're talking about 10 or 15 million difference.
Yes, I've got an Arsenal player in my defence.
Who have you got?
Do you want to see my team?
Yeah, go on.
Would everyone like to see my team? Would everyone like to see my team? People probably don't care, but this is my team. Obviously, I'm still tinkering about. You know, I've got a week to tinker with it, right? But at the moment, this is my team. I wasn't going to do it. I told you my reasons yesterday, but then I thought, let's do it.
Yeah, I know. You were like, nah, I'm not going to join. And then I see you put one up.
Right.
Ooh,
so hang on. If you can, let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Is that better?
Yeah.
So my team is Nick Pope in goal. I've got Webster and Dunk from Brighton at the back. Saliba. And I've got Porro, purely because I feel like Porro's going to be an attacking threat for a defender.
I like what you've done there. That's quite smart.
Not because I think he can defend in any way, shape or form.
I'm guessing that you want him to play at right wing, but get the defensive stats.
Yeah.
Never. I like it.
Hence the reason why Mo Salah goes in as a midfielder every time.
Yeah.
I put old Madison in there as well. Alexis McAllister, funny enough, who you just put out. And then I've gone for a front three of Haaland. I mean, you've got to, right? I mean, he's about 14 million, but you've got to have Erling Haaland. It's a no-brainer. And if he does get injured, the beautiful thing about if Haaland gets injured for the season, you've got 14 million then to play with to start upgrading players elsewhere. I've put Nkunku in. I think he's a very good player. And I think Darwin Núñez is going to have a good season this year. So I've put Darwin in there. And my bench, look at my bench. I've put Matt Turner, wherever he ends up.
Oh, okay. You spent money for your bench. I kind of
Ruben Diaz, Rodri, and Dele Alli.
Fair enough. I like it. Do you want to see my team?
Yeah. Bring it up. What does everyone think of my team? What does everyone think of my team? Hey, I just thought it was interesting. Listen, I say that by next Friday, it will probably be a completely different team. But I picked that in about 10 minutes.
Go on.
By the way, yeah, I'll bring it up in 1 second. By the way, Mud. Yes, it was Tifo. They did a really good video about the Champions League revenue.
They're really good, by the way. Tifo IRL are brilliant. They're so intelligent in what they talk about.
East London Gooner, what's the deadline to sign up? I'm guessing it'll be Friday, right?
Well, no. Well, you can technically sign up throughout the season as long as your team's already set up. You can join leagues and your points will continue. So, but listen, join early.
I think I'm going to try and find a way that hopefully everyone sign up before the season starts, just so that everyone's in it together.
Because I said on one, what I will be doing, I'll be deleting my community post once the season starts, so you don't have so people who then end up having loads of points know their points compared to everyone else and jump in last minute. So I will be that's what I'm doing, deleting the community post after. So, yeah,
absolutely right. Let's have a look at hang on, let me remove this. Hang on, stop sharing. There we go. Let's stop sharing my one. The Perchy TV. There we go.
So we start in goal with Aaron Ramsdale.
Who's going to be dropped? Yeah, go on. Yep.
Maybe, but that's what I mean. I put him in initially. Then I've gone as a back three of Luke Shaw, Estupinan, and Alexander-Arnold because I'm going for assists here. I feel like they're assists. And then I've got a midfield five here now. midfield 5 of Mitoma, Madison, Eniso, Salah, and Mbeumo. And I thought my thought process is no Tony, and Mbeumo's going to play as a 9. That was my thought process.
I like Mbeumo. I think he's a really good player that if he could add a little bit more output, I think he's a really good footballer.
Yep. And then I've gone on front two of Darwin Núñez and Erling Haaland. So I joined you. I've been swapping Núñez and Nkunku out. That's my theory. But with his question mark that he might be injured, I gambled with Núñez. And then a bench of Areola, Kabore, Semenyo, and Bayer.
Wow.
I've tried to pick players that promoted teams in Kabore. They just signed. He was at Man City. Luton have just signed, and he was 4 million. So I feel like he's going to play. Bayer, I did a little bit of research, and FPL nerds have told me that you've got to put Bayer in. So he's gone into the team. And Semenyo was one of those that went, I'm putting him in because that's all I have left.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you what, a few of those players that Burnley have bought in, even the ones they signed last year, they bought a lot of young players from across Europe. Very good players. Yeah. I'm interested to see how they get on. And I feel sorry for them that their first game of the season is City. But if you're going to play City, you want them early in the season, not I was going to say,
is it City away?
I think it's at home.
It's one of those games, though. Do you know what? It must have been people's absolute wet dreams to have Burnley with Vincent Kompany in charge against the old stalwarts on opening day. I mean, that just writes headlines in itself, doesn't it?
Sorry, this stopped aging. What are you talking about? Listen, Zeddy, I've got no problem telling fans like you're a child. Grow up. There's no hate. We've literally had a discussion about Kulusevski. It's okay. We're a football YouTube channel. If you don't like talking about football, go away and grow up with your sad little 12-year-old picture.
Hate. Do you know what? What makes me laugh is I love when people say, "Oh, you just hate." Well, no, we're just giving an opinion. If you can't give an opinion, what is the point of us doing this? By the way.
Yeah. Listen. I looked at Saliba and thought it was a no-brainer. So apologies.
Hey, Barry showed me his, and he's put Emerson Royale in. By the way,
I bet he has. Just is what it is. When people say don't waste money on the bench, yeah. Listen, I'm playing about with it. There's a week to go. Some of those players, like for example, right, there's a week to go. In the background, I've just done this. This is the unpredictability of such a game, Perchy. This is the unpredictability. Straight away. And you see that? We've gone to a 3-4-3.
Oh,
gone to a 3-4-3. Now, this could change. But, listen, just messing about. I'm playing about with it loads.
It's all a bit of fun, isn't it?
Oh, of course it is. Unless you are going to be the person, what is it, £1 million, the first prize, is it? Or
is it?
I don't know. What's the prize from the Premier League to win it?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea. I just do it for a laugh. I just have.
I'm never going to win. Do you know why I don't ever do well in it? Right? Maybe it's because I don't know anything about football. I literally, first 3 or 4 weeks, every Friday morning, I'm like, right, who's coming in? Who's coming out? Who am I swapping out? Who am I making captain? Slowly but surely, I'm like, I forgot to do my fantasy football team last week. And the next week. And before I know it, I've got the same 11 I started the season with. I've not tinkered with them at all. And it's just going. Do you know what I mean?
See, what I'm the problem with is it's slightly the same as that. But what I do is when I'm competitive in it, I go, I'm second. I can win this now. When I start getting to 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th in the table, I'm going, screw it. I've lost now. I can't win it. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, it's all a bit of fun. So we talked about Diaby. Let's talk about. God, do you want to name another one? I'll see if they're on my list.
Oh, another one. Player that I'm excited about. I mean, technically wasn't signed in this window, but he has joined. I'm going to go with Nkunku. Get out. Nah, piss off.
Well, of course, because you said, I've got a list of players here.
Okay, yeah.
Look, like I've got a list of players waiting to go.
Okay.
But when you said technically didn't sign this window,
Percy,
I'm just going to say this guy this guy is a proper good player.
Agreed.
Right?
He's amazing.
Top player. They've not broken the bank for him as well. And he scores and assists goals for fun. So Chelsea need that, right?
Yeah, I'll be honest, and he's one of the reasons why I've said when everyone was like, "Oh, Chelsea are in the mud and Chelsea are rubbish," trust me, Chelsea are, and I will put it out there now. Clip this, guys. Clip it. Chelsea will comfortably finish in the top 4. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I don't think they're going to win the league, but they will.
That's a big shout.
No, I think I'll put it out there. I hate that I'm saying it.
Right.
I look at their team.
Talk us through it, because just so you know, what you've just done inadvertently is you have become my clip that I'm going to post later. So whatever you're about to say now, I'm clipping this. So
go for it.
Perchy has said, everybody, Chelsea will comfortably be top 4. Explain.
Yeah. I look at their team. I feel like this is going to backfire, by the way, but it's fine. I'll stick it out. I look at their team. I said they've improved. What did Chelsea lack last season? They lacked goals. Nico Jackson looks good. And Kunku, they're still trying to buy Vlahovic. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it might do. Mudrik's going to have a full season. And by the way, when everyone was having a go at him last season, I looked and went, trust me, just give it a year. Look at him now. He looks bulked up. Looks a good player. Enzo Fernandez, they still might they may not happen, but they still might get Caicedo that will fit perfectly in that role. And as I said, we start moving that team back and they look good. What did they do? They lost Fofana for an injury. Boom. We're going to bring in Diassi. I think Chelsea with one game a week. By the way, they're playing the same amount of games as we will this season. One game a week. I genuinely think Chelsea are going to, because the way I think Chelsea will comfortably finish in the top 4. Genuinely will do. The one thing I will say is look at the teams above. So we're going to talk about Newcastle. First season back in the Champions League. They've got to go through that obstacle. Brighton have to. Villa have to. They've got to figure out there or thereabouts on what they're meant to do. I think Chelsea are going to be Chelsea and they'll get back there. And that's what I said. I think so. I think I'm not saying they're going to challenge for the title. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near Man City. But I think they will be 10 or 15 points off the lead, but comfortably in the Champions League places.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, very, very interesting. So Perchy says we're going to finish. We're not going to finish top 4, and that Chelsea are going to.
I did not say that. I didn't say that. We won't.
Are Spurs finishing top 4?
Oh no, we're not going to finish in the top 4.
There you go.
But I mean,
so Chelsea finishing comfortably top 4. Listen, is he going to be right? We'll find out in about 38 games, won't we? Well, not in about 38 games. In 38 games, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Henry Wright's Toenail TV. That's just weird.
That's so
weird. Right.
That is the weirdest of the Henry Wright channels.
I said they don't have a midfield. I'm guessing this is what they're going to be wrapping up in the next week or so. The next 2 weeks, 3 weeks is going to be a midfield.
Wait, so we say they haven't got a midfield. They've got Enzo Fernandez. They've got I've forgotten his name. They've still got the likes of Conor Gallagher still there. They've still got midfield players. I think when we say they haven't got a midfield, what we base
they do need to bolster their right.
Agreed.
I mean, Enzo Fernandez is a top footballer. And I think the reason they're going hell for leather is I believe if you put Enzo and Caicedo as your midfield 2, that's a really good pairing.
Yeah, I think it works perfectly. Agreed.
And then I think they've got good young players behind that. Is it Andre Santos? Chukwuemeka, I think, is an underrated football player. But I kind of agree with that person that I feel they need to add. But it'll be very, very interesting. Sleepy Cat is putting you on the spot. What is your top 4 then?
Okay. Man City. Oh, who's my top 4? I'm going to go Man City. I'm going to say... Oh, I hate this. Am I going to say Arsenal? I don't know.
Steve. Perchy's turning into Rory Jennings. That's what he's doing.
Oh,
he's turning into Rory Jennings.
I have context to my opinion. I'm
Perchy Jennings.
Are we going to say top four? Okay, top four. Man City. I'm going to say Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
No Liverpool.
I'm torn between Liverpool in there or Arsenal. I'm not sure.
I like this. So basically, when you've told us that Chelsea are comfortably top four, what you're actually telling us is they're third.
Yeah. No, I didn't say they're going to finish second or anything. I think they'll finish third.
You're going for Chelsea to finish third?
I think they'll be in the conversation between third and fourth. I think they'll just creep in fourth. And my only theory is Arsenal go long into the Champions League. That's my theory.
Look, I tell you what I think makes it. Look, I think they're going to be fifth or sixth, Chelsea. But what they have got going for them is they're playing once a week. They've got a manager in there now that will instill a set way of playing, which they've not had for a while now. They've got rid of a lot of the deadwood and a lot of the troublemakers.
Yeah.
And what you've got is a lot of the teams around, every team around them, other than us, if we want to call us around them, have got European football. Yep. So depending on how long teams stay in. So, hey, listen, we'll remind Perch of this in
it's fine.
In about 10 months.
Listen, I'm normally the proverbial getting things wrong, but maybe I've done it on purpose just so Chelsea finish 10th again. Just saying.
Big up to Mas the GOAT. Anyone else that wants to join the fantasy team, it is pinned. It is pinned in the chat. So don't mess about. Just pin it in the chat. And I've just put in again what the prizes are. Keep liking, people. We should be on 300 likes. There's 425 of you in here. Keep smashing that subscribe button. It's been very, very tight today.
And as funny. I say, guys, 3 more subs and you'll get a free shirt thrown in today. 23 away.
I'll tell you the best thing about football opinions is that Perchy says one thing about Chelsea and straight away it's gone nuts in the chat. I do like it.
Oh, here we go. What they said? Come on, I want to hear.
No, nothing bad. Like just everyone just saying, nah, they're not doing anything this season. What about Liverpool? Steve D just laughing at you, said it's going badly wrong for you.
I did love your one, which you didn't put a space in, which means that the first prize now for your fantasy league is £5,002. I'm up for that one.
Someone will try and arm me that, won't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Look. I mean, let's move on from Nkunku then. I mean, look, just quickly before we do, look, very good player. He scored a lot of goals. He looks like he's done well in pre-season already. I know he's picked up a bit of a knock, but hey, I think he's a real good player and a good signing for them. So I'll move on from him. I'm going to bring up this guy next. How good is this guy going to be? Ready?
Right.
How good is James Madison going to be? Now, Perchy, you know I'm not making this up. Speaking to certain Leicester fans, telling us we've bought a dud, telling us that he doesn't do anything tracking back, that he's not the player we think we're getting, not the player I've seen for the last 4 or 5 years. What do you make of Madison and what sort of impact is he going to have? And let us know in the chat. Before you do that, Perchy, sorry, so rude of me. Tigaro, single parent theory, big up to you, has said Sangare has a 37 million euro, which is 31.8 million buyout clause. Let's trump Nottingham Forest and PSG. He'd be a great number 6 for our system. Make it happen. # top 4. Well, Tigara, I would say that once you start adding bits of the jigsaw in like this, bits of the puzzle, I then start thinking more about top 4. Right now, I'm not thinking of it. Right now, I'm not thinking of Spurs in that conversation. You add in Tapsoba. You add in Sangare. All of a sudden, you add in a Gift Orban. All of a sudden, I'm going, hang on, you know what? If things go our way and everyone stays fit, then we could. But it's all big ifs. And Morton Barley, big up Morton Barley. Do you know who this is, Perchy?
I think so. Private
in
chatting.
our chat on WhatsApp. I'll tell you who later.
Okay.
Big up to you. I don't want to say his name, so obviously he doesn't want his name known because he's. Does Kane play tomorrow, guys? Perchy, does Harry Kane play for Tottenham tomorrow against Shakhtar Donetsk?
So he's still a Tottenham player. So yeah, I think. But what I have said, if we want to just sort of waffle on a little bit, I feel like Alex. Sorry, Alex. I know if you're watching, big up to you. No, but my theory is, I've always said, is with the 2 games that are going to be played, if Harry Kane plays, if he plays tomorrow, then he doesn't play against Tuesday. I want 2 11s playing in the 2 games. I don't want, and then obviously subs in here and there, but I want to see 2 different 11s in the 2 games back to back. That's my theory.
Yeah, I agree. I think all the while at the moment, I think if a bid had been accepted, he's not playing. But at the moment, I can't see any reason why he doesn't play. The bigger question for me is if he's not in the squad, that whole game is going to be overshadowed and dominated by, oh my God, he's off. Can you imagine if he picked up a little niggly injury in the morning and they say, okay, we're just going to ice it. Imagine the rumours that are going to be flying around the stadium.
Kane's not playing because he's got a cold. Like, he's got the flu. Like, you just know if you start seeing stuff like that, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. James Madison. Talk to me about him.
Madison, love him. I think he's going to be exactly what we want. And I think he is going to be a breath of fresh air at this football club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do as well. I think he's everything that we've been missing. I'm not saying that every game he's going to score an assist. But what he is a guy that every game wants to try and make that happen. And you already saw that against the City Sailors. The number of times he got the ball 20, 25 yards out and wasn't scared to have a pop.
Yeah.
Right? Some people saying, oh, well, he didn't score. Yeah, but when was the last midfielder we had that played that high up, that got the ball, and they're constantly thinking, play someone in or have a shot?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Ericsson.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think we've got the player that we needed for a very, very long time. It said it all that Conte didn't want Madison. We wanted him last season and Conte turned down. We had the money ready to pay for him. Listen, I think he's the one we needed. Listen, I think he's going to be the glue that brings it all together. I like the way he is. I like his attitude. He comes across like a nice bloke. You know, when people go, oh, he's a bit arrogant. Really? What have I just read?
Yeah, don't read it out. Don't read it out. Don't read it out. I'll get demonetized.
Jeez. No, don't. I'm not. Jeez. Okay.
By the way, let me just say, we are. I've got a stream 8 p.m. tonight, which is going to be more of the main show tonight. Show is all going to be about Levy. It's all going to be about Kane, Van der Ven, Valise, Ashley Phillips, and the Shakhtar Donetsk game. So tonight is very much a Tottenham Hotspur stream at 8 p.m. So join me for that. You're more than welcome. Listen, you're more than welcome. Let's have some fun with it over the season.
Yeah.
Lots of people have now joined, which is really nice. I'll keep promoting this for another week. What I've thought to myself is the more people that join, when my team is rubbish, at least I'm hoping that I won't be.
You want to be on the top half of the page?
I want to be. Yeah, as long as I'm in the top half of the page, I'll be well happy with that. Dean, Levy's been seen in an airport. For me, it's not news, but yeah.
Well, we saw a bald man with very, very old headphones in. But just because Henry Wright is the new ITK, thinks that he's out. I
just want to say, Bo Ford has said you lot won't let Kane go because he's so amazing, but neither of you have him in your fantasy team. Now, Bo, I would just like to explain 2 things to you. One, Perchy and I do not decide if Harry Kane plays for this football club or not. We have no say over whether or not Tottenham sell him or not, right? Second of all, I'm not going to put Harry Kane in my fantasy team because at the moment, there is a £100 million bid on the table for the bloke, and we don't know if he's going to be here or not after. hang on. We don't know if he's going to be here or not come the first game. Also, you don't know where he's going to be mentally if he's not allowed to leave. We've seen this before when he wasn't allowed to leave. So forgive me for putting in Erling Haaland.
Can I just say point 3? It's just a bit of fun. Why have you made it so? Why have you made it so aggressive? Like there's such underlying aggression with that man. It's just having a good time. Like, come on, it's just a bit of fun. This man put 750 quid and a free shirt on the line just to have a bit of laugh. Jeez.
You have to laugh. And then another comment I saw that I liked was this. Dean Glover said, "We are a top team. All this, we're going to finish 8th is rubbish. With the players we have right now, today, we should finish 4th or 5th. Dean, look, I'm not sure if you saw what happened last year. We did finish 8th. And the problem is we've brought in Van der Ven now, but we still need some defensive reinforcements. I think at the moment we could be anywhere between 7th and 10th, where we are right now. A couple of I've said all along, get in Tapsoba as well, get in a defensive midfielder. All of a sudden, then I think we're anywhere between 4th and 7th. But at the moment, I still think we're going to be a bit frail on the defensive side of the pitch. So, we can keep talking about quality players and that, but the proof of the pudding is in the eating, my friend.
Yeah. No, I think you have to be like all this. I love the optimism, by the way, Dean. I love the optimism that you think will be 4th, 5th, but for me, I just think it's over optimistic because what worries me, and this is my theory on it, when people start saying we're going to finish in the Champions League next season, that sets the expectation. And then all of a sudden, when it starts going badly, everyone goes, oh, we have to finish 4th to be back there. No, let's just see this team develop. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve D, Madison, he's 4th in goals and assists over the last 4 seasons behind De Bruyne, Salah and Kane. I mean, that's not bad company to be keeping, is it, for James Madison?
He was a flop, though.
Yeah, I can't believe when I was having that debate, I was like, what am I hearing? Like, what am I hearing? Benjamin the Gaffer, I've seen the goal. Everyone's reposting a million times of Onana being lobbed. To be honest, I don't blame Onana. If you watch the whole passage of play, I'm not saying you did, but when I watched the whole passage of play, Onana naturally sits outside his penalty box. That he's a sweeper keeper, right? The midfielder, whoever it was, or the defender that passed it, gave it away to the forward who just lobbed him. That's the person you want to be blaming. But all the heat is going to be on Onana immediately. Just seeing if there's got any more comments just quickly. Both of us. Someone said Perchie is your Hypian.
I mean, if you're gonna mock us, at least get hype man right.
Hypian.
I'm going with hype man.
I love this. This keeps happening. People keep trying to cuss me or you. Get it wrong, and then it loses all its effect. Brilliant.
Why is
one and only is very negative. Everything one and only has said so far has been anything opposite to what I say. I love these people.
Yeah.
Madison is arrogant. I met him when he was at Leicester. Weird bloke. Then again, could have been an off day. I mean, I don't care what, as long as he does it on the pitch. I will confirm shortly. Just waiting for a few people to let me know. What happens if you get 8,500 subscribers? It means you're a step closer to 8,600. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Dean's back and said Conte's tactics changed second season. Try not to lose. Whereas when he joined, we have to win games. So we went all out. Okay. At Savva, if you go full time, it could be cool to do a classic Spurs match watch along. Just a thought to fill a spot in the week. Only if everyone was watching that same game as me. Otherwise, I don't think it would quite work. Perchie, let's pick another player.
Yep.
Let's pick another player. Go on. You want to pick one?
No. Let's go with player that. Are we saying player I'm excited about?
A player that you're going to put in the conversation for best 5 to 10 transfers of the window.
Throw one out for now. I'm trying to think. I'll think of one. There's a
Declan Rice. There we go.
Oh yeah, go on.
Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice for me is a really good central midfielder. That because he signed for Arsenal, now all of a sudden hardly anyone rates him.
Yeah.
I think they forget the price. I don't care what clubs pay for players. You got to pay for what the team want. I think he's going to be a wonderful addition for them. Unfortunately, I think that's their centre mid for the next 5, 6, 7 years sorted, and their next captain when Odegaard goes. What do you make of it?
Everything you said, I agree. I think he'll be their captain now. He's 24, so he's a young kid. Realistically, let's be realistic. He's 24. So he's got 8 years left, comfortably in that position. He will be their captain. If he's not their captain this season, he'll be their captain very soon. But what? And I think that's the key bit. They've paid for a leader. May not be the captain, but he'll be a leader at Arsenal. And I think that is such a crucial part of this conversation. What you want is that, listen, when fans mock the price tag, but then also say that we need to start spending more money. Which one is it?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day as well, I think when you're buying Declan Rice, you are buying a future England captain. I think he's the natural successor to Harry Kane as the England captain. I think he's one of the first names on that England team sheet. Box to box, can pass, can get forward, loves getting back and tackling. He's good in the air as well. I don't know why so many people are suddenly saying this guy's overrated. I think he's a very good midfielder.
People are saying it because he's joined Arsenal. That's why.
If he had joined us, what would we be saying if he had joined us?
Would we be saying we've signed the best midfielder in the Premier League? Let's be frank and honest. That's what we'd be saying. No, listen, we can laugh and joke about it, but that's what would happen. If we'd spent £100 million on Declan Rice, we'd be saying, there you go. We're showing ambition all of a sudden. But because he's gone to them, not down the road, we can't say it. I'm just saying, guys, you need to be honest with it all.
What do the bookies know that we don't? Because Harry Kane has just slashed to 2-9 to be joining Bayern Munich.
Oh,
2-9.
It's done, innit? It's done, innit?
What do they know?
It's done. Let's be honest. I'm gonna say this now. I think it's done. Honestly.
Listen, my stance on this has always been the same, Perchy. If Harry Kane, if there was no chance of this happening, none of these conversations would have taken place. And if Kane didn't want to go there, none of these conversations would be taking place.
I've said that all along, yeah.
His agent would have told his agent or his brother, whatever, same thing, would have said to them, there's no point you bidding. Harry does not want to move to Germany.
Yeah, agreed.
It just seems.
I think
it just seems crazy.
But the news last night was, I think it was Romero that tweeted it, and then if you give me 30 seconds, I'll try and fill the time in that space whilst I scroll through every single one of Romero's tweets.
Just quickly then.
Yeah,
hang on, I'll fill that time. So Morton Barley, big up. Yes, Gary. So I wasn't sure whether you were happy for your name to be read out. Big up, Gary. Said Kane to Bayern, now 2-9, on Paddy Power. I mean, it's going to set tongues wagging, isn't it? This is really going to set tongues wagging. I think a lot of fans are going with no news is good news, but I don't know, man.
I can't find it. But basically, the tweet said is Harry Kane is happy is happy with the agreement with Bayern Munich. So when everyone was telling me Kane doesn't want to go to Bayern, this is Bayern pushing it. Romano tweeted, Kane has already agreed terms, no issues there. And from that perspective, tells me Kane is happy to go to Bayern Munich, but what he doesn't want to do is come out and say anything and say, I want to go to Bayern, I'm only going there. That's where I want to play my football next season. He will happily stay at Spurs to be the good guy. But if the right offer gets accepted, and let's be honest, if that's the case, Kane's going on a free next year if he stays. I don't think there's any concept that he signs a new contract if he's already happy to go to Bayern Munich now, right?
Listen, I've said all along, whenever I see people in the comments going, oh, Kane doesn't want to go Germany, as though they know Harry Kane. Yeah. These conversations wouldn't have got this far. They wouldn't be this deep. They wouldn't be this far. They would have been told, fantasy football, Tom. Yeah, the link, it's pinned. It's pinned. They wouldn't have got this far if Harry Kane had no plans to go to Germany.
Yeah, agreed. No, and that's the thing. Listen, let's be honest. And when I hear all this, he doesn't want to leave this country. He's got a family. He's got this. Listen, I'm one of those. I'm a realist. Look how many players come to the Premier League every season with their families, and then they get accommodation and they're moved up. And for me, sorry, but yeah, I think it's nonsense. I think people are so trapped in their emotion with it. Again, and as I went back earlier, put this as an Arsenal player. Would you be saying the same thing? You wouldn't. You'd be going, he's off. If this was Van Persie, Henry, these are big names that went off to other clubs.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, Mud, I don't know. When you say it could go both ways, why? Declan Rice is a solid, proven Premier League England international. I don't know why. Why would it go both ways? This is just hope more than you're hoping it doesn't work. Everything about him fits in. Like, I don't...
agreed.
I agree. Thank you, Klaus, who said, I love the channel, Savva. Time to move on from Kane. Spurs bigger than Kane, and he is holding us back. Listen, I truly believe that the club will be absolutely fine. Guys and girls, if you love the channel like Klaus does, then please smash that subscribe button. Let's at least get this to 8,550. We're 8 away from that happening. So please do smash that subscribe button. Kieran has said, Deckers is a good player. Nothing amazing, but solid and reliable. Reliable for what? He wasn't reliable for a year with anything last year. So not sure I agree with that. Brian Hill was, I think he's saying he's staying, Harry Kane. I agree. We are bitter because we can't. Yeah, because when we got Champions League, just click on the link. It's guys and girls. It's pinned. It's the pinned chat. Yeah, it's the pinned chat. I'll tell you what I'll do for anyone that doesn't see the pinned chat. How about I just chuck it in there? Here we go. Copy link. Here you go. I'm putting it in the chat right now. If you click on that link and you've got a fantasy Premier League team, that will automatically add you to my league. Mike Reyes, big up to you, Mike. I said, at Savva, Timber is a deluxe signing too. And watch the Zinchenko interview of Ferdinand. He explained the difference between a top defender like Saliba and a good defender, probably Romero. Don't get me in trouble by bringing in Romero. I get in trouble for talking about this guy. Listen, I mean, Saliba's a top player. Saliba is a top centre-half who's still growing, who's still learning. Whoever scouted him from Arsenal did a wonderful job. We can't, we can't knock that.
We were in with him as well when he went to Arsenal over us. And listen, this is and listen, I know you don't want to say, but I'll say it. When we talk about Romero is young, Saliba's 3 years younger than him, I think, 2 or 3 years younger than him, and he is light years at the moment ahead of him. People don't want me to say it, but it's fact. I would love a Saliba in my team.
Oh, mate, I'd take Saliba all day, every day. It just is what it is. Hang on. The problem is every time any little Harry Kane news comes out, the whole Spurs fan base just goes into eruption, doesn't it?
I've just seen something come through. If you want me to read it.
What's it from?
This is from a guy called Pedro Septaveda, or I don't know who he is, but he's come upon the Spurs Express saying it's true. Tottenham want Taremi.
It just doesn't quite make sense for me.
Agreed. I agree.
I understand the gift Orban, young, hungry, quick. I don't feel like Taremi at 31 is the way to go. Like, I don't mind Taremi as a player, by the way. If Taremi was to be signed, it's not the end of the world. But I don't know. I just can't see that making sense. But
it's a weird one, isn't it, with Taremi? Because I look at him and go, he's a goal scorer. He scores good goals. He scores a lot of goals.
He's a good goal scorer.
But I look at him and go, it doesn't excite me. it's one of those signings that I go, do you know what? He could do a job. He could get 15, 20 goals next season. Great. But it doesn't sit there and excite me because it feels like in 2 years, we're already we've got to go and find a number 9 again.
Yeah, listen, I think if you want ready-made, there's your guy. But again, how long are you getting him for? Then there was obviously the conversation of, does he suit the system? You know, isn't he similar in style to Kane? Not as good as Kane, but isn't he similar in style? By the way, one thing Taremi does know how to do is put a ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
He's got absolutely fantastic stats. By the way, guys and girls, stop being tight. Can I get 5 of you to go over and subscribe right now? It is free to do. You don't even have to leave the channel. Just smash the subscribe button. Let's talk about quickly before we move on, because I'm sure something else will happen with Kane in a minute. One and only says Savva, £500 says Kane don't leave. I'm not going to. Why would I bet £500 on that? Why on earth would I bet £500 on Kane leave?
No. I'm trying to work out what he's trying to get. Doesn't mean he shouldn't, but I fully believe he stays due to Levy. Just what?
That will be the reason he stays. Will be because of Daniel Levy.
Of course, Daniel Levy's. Yeah, Daniel Levy's the key contributor. It's all about, does he say yes to the money or no? It's as simple as that. And the one thing what Kane won't do, Kane won't cause a fuss. So Kane won't go, he won't do a Berbatov and go, I'm not playing for Tottenham anymore. Figure it out.
Yeah.
He won't do that.
Yeah. By the way, Villa 1982. Yeah, I think Villa are doing some really good business. I think your last 4 or 5 signings have all been very smart, all being players that you need, have slotted in well. The manager likes. Your manager's done brilliantly. Yeah, I think you guys should be really, really happy with where your club is at the moment and where you've come from. Isn't it funny? You asked for, can 5 people go and subscribe, and instead 2 unsubscribe. So you have to laugh.
Come on, don't be that guy. Come on, don't be that guy. I'm 23 subs away, guys, as well. If you want a free shirt, and we'll do it live on stream right now. So there's 23 of you. Come on.
Yeah. Donovan, big up to you, Donovan. Always a big supporter of the channel. Said Taremi has the right price. Only if Kane is gone and you have Orban and Valise that need nurturing. I mean, it would be interesting, wouldn't it? If you brought in Taremi and Orban and Valise then went out on loan somewhere, you know, then you can start looking at different options every game. You can start, that would excite me. Taremi, Orban, Son, Richarlison, Porro, Madison, Decky, there's goals there. There's goals in the team.
I think just on what you said is a good point. I think if we sign Taremi, I only want to sign him if we go and say, do you know what? We're going to bring in Gift Orban as well. And what we're going to do, the 2-year gap to allow Orban at the age of 22 to develop, but not put the pressure on him. What you're doing is you're paying £25 million for a Taremi for 2 years. Orban's going to be about that same price tag, but the long-term strategy is for someone like Gift Orban to be your number 9 for 10 years. I don't mind that. I like that because, again, what that has, Savva, and what we say all the time, that's a plan. That's a plan. I like that.
Do you know what makes me laugh is when people talk about this magical Premier League and players aren't Premier League proven, isn't the Premier League like 80% foreign?
Yep.
Like, I never, ever understand this. Like, and then they go, well, this player, it didn't work out when he came. So there are lots of English players that move clubs and it doesn't work for them either. Like, I don't understand this. The whole league is foreign.
When I hear the word Prem proven, I went, what does that? I try and ask the question, what does that mean? What does Prem proven mean? So from that thesis that we shouldn't sign, say, I'm just putting names out, so I'm not saying we shouldn't sign Sergio Ramos, but we should sign Harry Maguire. Do you see my point? It's just like
top goal scorers will score goals wherever they play.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes, does it take a bit of time to learn your new team? Yes. Is that moving to the Premier League? No, that's moving to any league. If any player moves to any team across the world, it's a new league. I don't like, everyone makes out as though the defenses over here are impenetrable and people can't, do you know what I mean? I look at the defenses over here and go, God, they're as bad as they've ever been.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Take Man City and Newcastle away. No one can defend. But hey, that's just me. I think it's just an easy line, isn't it? Oh, he's not Prem proven. Oh, God.
when people's and do you know what? And listen, I'm going to completely say it now. I'll say it as when anyone says they're not Prem proven. Do you know what that tells me? Basically, you might as well just say to me, I don't watch any other football other than the Premier League.
Yeah, I've not seen him play.
That's what I haven't seen him play. That's what it means.
No, I completely agree with you. Yeah, it's an interesting one. By the way, I'm not sitting here championing Taremi at all, by the way.
No.
All I know is if Ange Postecoglou signs it off and he brings him in, I can think I'd rather Taremi was playing up front than Richarlison.
Yeah, agreed.
Not that I'm not championing him. I don't think there's anything in these rumours, but we'll soon find out.
I just think it's easy journalism because the Harry Kane saga. We're going to be linked with thousands of strikers, by the way. You're going to have it everywhere. Oh, Spurs are linked with this player, this player, this player.
Yeah. I mean, like Taremi's goal output is just phenomenal. He's got a phenomenal goal output. Top players, if you provide them with assists, they will put the biscuit in the basket, as my friend says. So I told you, anything I say, this guy will go the complete opposite. Honestly, this guy is one of those. If I say it's Saturday, he'll find a way to tell you it's Sunday. Honestly, every single comment I've said, he's gone the opposite. I love people like that.
Now you have to say something that you think he wants to say, and that's see what he says. So they says your point, technically.
Yeah. Neo Yami, I don't believe that Daniel Levy's on holiday. I'm just going to put it out there, mate. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. I don't believe that anyone who's the CEO and the face of a Premier League football club goes on holiday with 3.5, 4 weeks left of the window. I just can't see it at all. I might be wrong. Yeah. And 2 more people have just unsubscribed. Not very nice today, people.
Come on, guys.
Actually, not very nice.
They've been nice to me, but not nice to you. It's not good enough, guys. Come on, subscribe. Be nice.
Louis K says, Sav, do you think we'll see a better Romero? Yes. I think we'll see a better Romero because I think we're going to have less to do defensively. I think we'll have more of the ball. Will we see a better Romero in terms of staying on his feet, positional, being able to head a ball? Let's find out. I'm not knocking him, but as I said, what I've seen so far, I'm very underwhelmed. But we'll see.
I think the answer really is it's not will we see? We have to see a better Romero.
True.
I think that's the fair point. When everyone tells me this guy's amazing, we have to see a better Romero next season. As I said earlier in the stream, no excuses. There's no excuses. That doesn't just apply to him. There's a lot of players that don't have any more excuses anymore.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Palace have signed Franca. West Ham are on the verge of signing. West Ham have reached an agreement of personal terms. They're now discussing the fee with Ajax for Edson Alvarez. I would take this guy. I think he's a good player whenever I've seen Ajax play.
I like him. Well, no, I agree.
Weghorst might be a difference to that, Savva. Can't hit a Ballon d'Or over here, but score for fun in Germany. Listen, I'm not saying all players are going to be amazing, but I don't think it's because he's foreign. Do you know what I mean? My point is some players suit, some players don't. I just don't think
some players just suit a system, don't they? I think it's just. Yeah, I think it's not as black as white as everyone's trying to make out to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Villa 1982 says, I watch Spurs and think you guys need 2 centre-backs, central defensive midfielder and a winger striker. And I think you guys could have a great season. Ange is a top-class manager. Yeah, Villa 1982. Look, thanks for the comment. I don't make you wrong in any of that assessment. I'm really happy with the manager. So we'll see. Villa are looking at Taremi as well, apparently. Be interesting, wouldn't it, if he goes down there and scores 30 goals, wouldn't it?
I think AC Milan want him as well, by the way, as well.
Paul Scholes, who said, big up, lads. A breakdown in my truck, drenched, exhausted, then a puncture on my tyre on the way home from work, soaked again, finally having a cold beer. Big up to you, Paul Scholes. Hopefully it's not too bad. Listen, we're going to go for another 10 minutes, if that's all right with you, Perchy. Because I am going to then have a 4-hour break between now and the main show of the day, which is going to be at 8
You're a busy boy this afternoon, aren't you?
I'm always a busy boy, man. I'm always a busy boy. Listen,
are.
I'm taking this full time. To make that full time, you've got to...
And respect you for that, by the way.
You've got to put the work in. I know people always think it's easy, don't they?
Yeah, I say this a lot.
People think you just turn your camera on, you go. They don't understand there's a lot that goes into this behind the scenes.
I was going to say, yeah, just on that point, just to sort of echo, I think people don't realise is there's hours and hours where we have to... I mean, some people have other people to get, but I'll use me as an example. There's times I'm sitting up until 1 a.m. designing thumbnails because you're like, I've got to get on, and you're setting all stuff up for the week and stuff. It isn't easy. I think you're right. I think people think we click a camera, we sit and talk, and then we go and have a wonderful life. It's really nice. I wish it was.
Definitely, my friend. Definitely would take Alex Scott. I've got the feeling at the moment, though, that there's, I don't want to say bigger fish to fry. I think that there's more important things we need to get done than signing Alex Scott. But whenever I've seen him, he looks a real talent. And I think whoever gets him will get a couple of good years before he moves on to a bigger club. So I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I agree.
Romero has pledged his loyalty to us, and now he needs to step it up and prove his level through performances. Agree? Yeah, I can't agree more.
I would say, though, where has he pledged his loyalty to us? So...
Well, I think he's come out, hasn't he, and said that he had the chance to move this summer, has turned down moves. He likes it at Spurs.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Listen, but I think we can all say that. But let's be honest. Eric Dyer said exactly the same thing. He said he's going to fight for his place, but people wouldn't have the same narrative. I get that. That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Rimon says, really enjoyed the afternoon chat between you both. Interesting topics, Kulu, Fantasy Premier League, Levy, Kane, etc. Thank you, Rimon. Listen, there's always, the world of football, there's always something that will happen. Mike Raz said, Savva's the hardest working man on YouTube just after Alex. What is that noise?
Oh, wait. It's my window's open and someone's having a party just out there. Can you hear them?
Go and join them.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know who they are. I don't know who it is.
That's all right.
Can you hear
hey.
it?
Yeah. Just say, hey, Perchy for the Perchy TV. Can I come in and join your party? Hey, Zeddy has said, I wonder why. Oh, cryptic. What do you wonder? What do you wonder, Zeddy?
Do you know what I love about this one? You know when you said to people, put comments in with context. He's gone the other direction.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Now we have to figure it out. I love that.
Listen, guys and girls, I am going to leave it there, and we'll all have to wonder why, won't we? Everyone take the next few hours to wonder why Zeddy said, I wonder why. It's all good fun. Guys and girls, be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the main show. 8 p.m. until about, I say 10. It'll probably go to about 11. You know how we work. As I said before, if you would like to join the Fantasy Premier League teams, mine is linked. Perchies is also available. Go over there and smash in to both those Fantasy Premier Leagues. It costs you nothing, and there are prizes to be won, and somebody has to win it. And on top of that, please, as you leave, smash the like button. Please subscribe. It sounds like there's a wicked party going on over there near Perchy's house. Unlike here where it's peeing down with rain. Perchy, any last comments before we go?
No, nothing. Thank you very much for having me on. It's been a laugh. I've really enjoyed it. It's been good. Guys, we'll be back for my show, though. We'll be back at 9:30 tomorrow morning for the morning show, doing a bit of a preview on the Shakhtar game. And then tomorrow, and then on Monday's my birthday.
Hey, 40. Exactly. The big 4-0.
31. Behave yourself.
Okay. The big 3-1. Yeah, guys. So tune into Perchy in the morning for that. And then straight after that, from 12 p.m., we'll be doing a live watch along. And then at tomorrow's a big day, 12 till 4, we'll be doing the live watch along. And then at 8 p.m., I've got the Spurs review. So please join us for those. Much love. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for the super chats. Hopefully I've not missed anything. And we will see you very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.